Hello learners, welcome to day 9 of our Power BI learning series with DivKlearner, a bit forward daily. We started with the M query, but then I realized that you require the basic information of everything. That's what we are covering. And then I'll switch my gear back to only part of the M query. This is a simple start with basic. We are on day 9. In day 9, what we are covering is we will explore how to make your report interactive with filters, slicers, and drill through options. And that is the day 9. If I take you here, so we'll be talking about filters, slicers, drill through to create dynamic and interactive user experience. I'll be starting with the Power BI file that we were working on day 8, and we'll try to use and give you information about them. So very quickly, I'll just open it. So as I was mentioning, we'll be talking about three different things. One is filter, the other is slicer, and then we'll be talking about the drill through. So in order to talk about the filters, what are filters? Filters allow you to limit the data displayed in visual. You can apply them at the visual level, the page level, or the report level using the filter pane on the right side. So if you see here, you will see a filter pane which I can minimize and maximize. So in the filter pane, if you go to the filter pane, you will see that you can apply the filter to the visual. You can apply the filter to the on this page. You can apply a filter to all pages or on all pages. So that is the three levels. I'll be showing you an example for one of them because we have only single page. Might be later I'll be showing you it for the filters on all the pages. But today we'll be talking about the two things: filters on this visual and filters on this page. So very quickly, what we are going to do is we are going to do a couple of things which we have done earlier. I'll go back to the data set, and in the data set, if you remember, I'll just go to the edit query by doing a right click. And in the customers, we had, if I take you to the customers, we have attached a filter row step in which we are talking about removing all the other countries, and we are just taking Germany. So I'm going to remove this. I can go here and click on this X marks next to the filters row. The moment I click on that, you will see that I get the data of all the countries. Then what I'll do is I'll just close and apply. So the moment I close and apply, you will see a lot of changes happening everywhere, because now we are taking revenue of, or we are taking the data of all the countries. So we are taking the data of the customers from all the countries. Now the first thing that we have to do is, in order to work on the filter, I will first go into the visual called customers. So this is where we'll be working on. So in the customer, I will select the column called total sales. So in the total sales, I have this filter. I think let's just put this on hold. Let's go back to the customer name. So when we select any item, I just please remove total sales, because total sales is a measure and it doesn't give you everything. But if you're dragging any field there, it doesn't give you all the options which are there in the field. So customer name is one of the fields from the order table, right? So in this field, what we have is we have three different kind of filters. We have the basic filter, we have the advanced filter, and we have the top end filter. I'll show you a demo of each one of them. If I talk about the basic filter, in the basic filter, I can select any of the name, right? And then I can say that I require to see only the information for that. So if I just select one of the users, you will see all the data is coming for only one user. However, total sales by city is not getting impacted by this. The other parts are not impacted by this, but in this particular table, you see only the data related to the customer because I'm working on the filter on this visual. I'll do the same thing and let's see what difference does it go if I put it the filter on this page. So I'll drag this and put it here, filter on this page. And what I'll do is I will select any one name and you see that the entire thing change around that customer name. So that is the difference between the filter on this visual and filter on this page. Now let's go to the customer name again, and I can go to the advanced filter. So what I want to see, I want to see all the customers who have Q in their name, right? So I'll click on apply and you will see all the values there related to Q. So they have QUE somewhere in the name. The other thing that I wanted to mention is because I've shown you the difference between the filter on this visual and filter on this page, I'll not show you everything for both the examples. I'm just showing you for the filters that can be applied to on the visual. Similarly, you can apply the same kind of a filter on those fields and it will be working the same. The only difference is that if I do it for the visual, it is only for one visual control. If I put it on the page, it is for all the visuals in that page. And then the third thing that we have in this is we can talk about top in. So what I want to see, I want to see top 10 customer name based on the total sale. So where is total sale? I think it's in the order details. So total sales. So I'll put this and drag this and put it here by value and click on apply filter. So now you will see I'm showing you only top N, top 100, right? Let's just keep it to top 5. Sorry, I just wrote on 55 and click on apply. So now I have only top 5 customers. Might be they are repeated, but there are only 5 of them with the maximum of total sale, right? To appear it better, right? I think this is a bit confusing. It's not giving you. If I want to remove any of the filters, I have a eraser button here which says clear filter. I'll just clear the filter. You will see the difference in this more better than the table filter. I just wanted to show you that you can have different kind of a filters there. So here if I select this particular visual and I say customer name and then I select the top N and I say top 5 on the basis of the total sales and click on apply, you will only see the 5 entries there. You see, only 5 entries. If I move it to 10 and click on apply, you will see 10 entries. So this is how you can use the basic, advanced and top filter. Uh, top end filter. And then there are two things that we talked about. In fact, there were three, but we took example of only two of them. That is filter on this visual and filter on this page. Then we have one more thing, filter on all pages, right? So there's a feature called sync slicers, right? We will work and talk about that later. When we have multiple pages, we want to sync the slicer from one page to another. We will be using the sync slicer. That's what we are going to do. Sync slicers, right? I'm sorry, I just got that before I explained you the other thing. So we talked about filters. Now we'll be talking about the second thing, which is slicers. Slicer is another visual that we can use. So what we are going to do is here, if you see, this is the slicer. I will do I'll just first click outside, deselect all the controls, then I click on the slicer. I can rearrange the slicer in the way that I want. I'll just minimize its size. What I want to show here is let's put a slicer for the countries, right? So in the customer, what we have is we have countries. So I'll just drag countries here. So at the moment, the slicer is showing as the single values, right? What I want to do is I want to change this slicer to be showing as a drop down list. So what I can do is I can select the slicer, go in here, go to the slicer settings. There are three settings there. Either it can be a vertical list, either or it can be a tile, or it can be a drop down list. So this is a slicer that I'm showing. But what are slicers? Slicers are visual filters. These are visual filters because they are visual controls that your report viewers can control. So anybody who's viewing the report would be able to see them. You can use list or drop down slicers. I've shown you that we can use different styles. There are three styles: vertical list, tile, and drop down. Or create a relative date slicer to explore data dynamically. If you select date there, right, you will be able to see the slicer in the format of the in the format where you can slide and you can reduce the date. But we are just selecting the country. Now after adding this, right, whatever filter we were doing on the other side, I'll first go here and go back to the filter and remove the filters that we have applied. So I'll just remove them there. And now if I work on the slicer and then I select Argentina, you see the entire page is getting changed for Argentina. I can do the same thing. I can select this. I can go to format, go to general, go to effect and show the shadow so that I can see the space the way it is doing it. And let's just keep all of them in the same size. So just for the UI UX kind of thing. And this two starting from the same place and ending at the same place. Yeah. So this is what we have. I can click on the that eraser symbol and remove the filter. That is one slicer that we have placed in, and that was for the customer name, right? We can add another slicer. So one way is to go through the visual and do it, but Microsoft is very good in doing a lot of things as in copy and paste. So I'll highlight the visual that I want to control or I want to copy or make a copy of. So I'll do a control C to copy it and control V to paste it, and I will have two controls. The benefit of this is I don't have to do the designing again, right? I'll just reduce the size of them a bit so that my slicers can fit in. At the moment, it is showing me country as a slicer. I don't want country as a slicer. What I require is not the country, but I require the customer name. So I will, once the slicer is selected, I'll remove the country and I'll select the customer name. So, okay, sorry, I did it wrong. I selected contact name. I'll select customer name. So now when you selected the customer name, you can go to the drop down list and you can select the value or the name of the customer and you can see the um, the values related to it. If you want to select multiple values, what you have to do is you have to press on control key and keep the control key pressed and you can select multiple values there. So this is where we are talking about these slicers. Now these slicer, where I was talking about the sync slicers earlier, these are the slicers that you can sync for filtering on this page or might be on different pages. So if you want to map the filters from one page to all the pages, we have filters on all the pages. But the slicers, which act like a filter, is something that you can show as the visual in one page and it can impact the data on the second page. Now I want to show you the drill down data. For drill down data, we require something as a hierarchy there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this, the total sales by shape, Control C and Control V. I can start from fresh as well, but what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to take the same control. I know that they are not of same size, but I will just minimize and maximize it, right? So I created another pie chart, and I'll remove the values that has been mentioned there in that, so that I can use the data that I want. So what I'll do is I'll go into the orders table, and from orders table I'll be taking two values there. One is um, the order date, so I'll select the order date, and the second is total orders, so it's giving me an information about the years of the order. Then what I can do is I can do a right click on it. Yeah, the only thing that I think we are missing is we should select the order date. Yeah, so once you've selected the order date, you're in the date hierarchy. You do a right click here, you see a drill down option. You can click on this, and you will see now it is giving you the information related to quarters. Then further you can drill down and you will see it in the month, in the current month. You can still drop down and you can see it in the days as well. Similarly, you can do a right click on this and you can drill up, drill up, and that's the maximum. So you have reached to the place where you started from. So this is the drill drill up and drill down. I'll be talking about the creating another page for drill, right? Might be in the other videos. So I'll take you back to the slides. What we have covered till now is we have talked about the steps. We apply the filter slicer. We customize slicer layout list, drop down list, or date. I did not show you the example of date, but that you can do with the date. If it is a date column, it will be giving you that. Use sync slicer to apply across pages. So now I'll just show you this. If you want to apply it to different pages, the slicers, what you can do is you can go to view, and there is an option called sync slicer. So here, if you have multiple pages, let me just add another page. If you have multiple pages, right, and you select the slicer, you will see that it is only viewable in the page number 1. If I go to the page number 2, it is not visible. But if I go here, select it again, I can select the option that it should be visible. So once I've done that, I can go to page 2 and I can see my slicer there as well by just going to that setting. If I want this one as well, I'll select page 2, and here you will see the slicer again. I can remove it from page 2 and it can still remain on page 1. So this is where the sync slicer comes in picture. Uh, we did not create a drill through page. We'll be doing that in the next couple of videos. I just want to give you the basic idea of the Power BI first, and then I'll be sticking back to the mQuery tutorial that I was creating. So we'll talk about those drill page and everything. Now, the key concept that we talked about was filters, static controls. So filters are static controls. Slicer, interactive filter for end users. End users can do the interaction with them, make them selection, make the selections, deselection from that particular thing. Drill through, deeper inside via navigation. You can put in the navigation as well, but I showed you that in each visual, or in the visuals in which you have hierarchy, you would be able to do it. Then you can combine all of those things for better storytelling and analysis. So I want to give you some pro tips. One of them is sync slicer for seamless cross-page experience. The other is combined filter, slicer, and drill through to build dynamic and interactive dashboards. That is all that I wanted to cover in this video, right? Coming up tomorrow, day 10, we'll publish a report to the Power BI service and share it with the world. I'll give you that information. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and follow for more daily learning. Thank you for watching. This is DivKlearner. Bye.